or something. Okay, so we are in week 4 of the Collab Lab for group 25, and we're just waiting on a few people. I think people are having technical difficulties with their with Zoom starting and whatnot, but we do have Cynthia ready to give a demo. So go ahead, Cynthia, whenever you are.
Okay. Yeah. So the issue that we had to work on is to add a prompt when there is nothing in the database for that specific token. So this is okay. Let me try to okay. And then let me try to load. Okay. So when I create when I click on the create shopping list, then it gives this prompt. And then when I click on that add item, it brings the user to this add item view. So let me also share the code and what we did. So first, we created a state shopping list empty, so that so when the length of what we first check if the the items are still getting added in the shopping list. So if the loading has finished and the shopping list is not giving undefined, that means there's something in the shopping list, then we get the length of the shopping list. So this is how we got the length, and then we set the state for the length, and then we access it here also. So if the length then is greater than or equal 1, so we know that the shopping list is not empty. So then we set the shopping list to false, which means it's not empty. Also, in a case maybe items are deleted, so this else statement will apply. So it will set the shopping list to true. And also we created this prompt here. So if the loading has finished,
I think you're frozen, Cynthia. I wonder. Okay, maybe what we could do, I'm going to stop Cynthia's sharing. Shanemi, if it's possible, would you be able to maybe pick up from the demo if you're comfortable doing that? No, sorry guys.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that it actually so still presenting.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, either whatever. Yeah, if you want to continue on, Cynthia, no problem. Or Shanemi, whatever. Yeah, anyone is fine.
Yeah, I think Chinemi then can continue with sharing the code, since I had already shown how the thing works.
Anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so if we can hear me, it's the we created, as Cynthia said, the shopping list state, and basically when it's empty, it sets this. When the shopping is empty, it sets the state of false, and we created this prompt to be displayed when loading is false. That means when the data is done being fetched, and when the shopping list is also not, when the shopping list is also empty, then we display this. And if it's not empty, then it's loading, it's this state, or if there are items on the list and it's done loading, we'll display this. So that's label. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
So okay.
Sorry, the internet's just a little bit, I think, going in and out. Oh god. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna leave this on. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh my god. Back, sorry. I couldn't hear anybody, and then I was worried nobody was hearing me.
I think we heard the majority of the part. I think we heard the majority, and then I think at the last part it got a little bit choppy with the audio, but I think we got the big idea. Does anyone have any questions? Katya or Julia, do you have any questions? I think it's pretty clear.
No questions from my side.
No, the code is pretty clear.
Yeah, good. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty clear. I think it was a pretty straightforward issue. And I think Shinemi and Cynthia, I think it was a pretty elegant solution and very readable. So good work. Katya, would you like to share your code?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. Also, is everything okay with your Zoom? I know you said it had frozen.
Yeah, for some reason I wasn't able to join for like 15 minutes.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Let me know if you see my browser window okay. Yeah, awesome. So let me briefly explain what needed to be done. We have several items in here. Each has a checkbox to check it off as purchased. And the idea is if the checkbox is checked, the user can't uncheck it for 24 hours. Also, if the item's checkbox is checked, data in the Firebase gets updated too. And the last purchase date of the corresponding item in the user shopping list changes from now to the timestamp when this checkbox was checked at. And if we've gone past 24 hours, we reset our checkboxes, they become unchecked. Let me show you how it all works in the app itself. Oops. So let's say we already have a list of items we want to buy. If we check the Firestore UI, at the moment, each of the items' last purchase date is null. When what I need gets purchased here in the app, I can check those things off. And as soon as that happens, we can immediately see changes in the Firestore UI to the last purchase date field of the items I've bought updates. It changes from null to the timestamp indicating when exactly I checked that checkbox. So both the database state and the app state, app UI stay in sync. And if I refresh the page, we see the checkbox state persists. The same goes if I log out from the app. Let me just clear my local storage here. Just copy the token from scratch. Enter the token. So if I exit the list and try to rejoin it with my secret token within the 24 hours since I've done my shopping, the checkbox checked state gets retained. We can also do a check here if we've gone past 24 hours. So if we do some math, if we modify date in the Firebase interface, I will show you how our UI will pick that up. Okay, so let me do some math. Copy that in the console. Let's do the current timestamp minus, oh God, minus 60 times 60 times 25 times 1000. That means that we've gone past 24 hours. So we copy that date and we update the last purchase date field here. And when I do this, our checkbox should be reset. Let's see that. And yes, the milk checkbox got reset. So it's intelligent enough to know that the data has been changed and the UI needs to change too. So there is some bidirectional communication here. If I modify the server will modify the client. So let me show you how this was done with the code, with the code itself. Okay, first we created an element of state to track our checkbox's state. We defaulted to false. Then we set up an event listener. We listen for an on change, and when that occurs, we fire the tick checkbox function. And inside the tick checkbox, we say, so if our checkbox value is checked, we want to set that into state and flip our check boolean to true. Next, we need to override the items in the items array in the Firebase, but in order for that to work, we have to find the current item that we just clicked on. We didn't actually had an ID for the item before, so we created it here on line 78 when we were adding item, and then oops. And then after finding that item, we modify its state, we add a new date. So timestamps can get tricky and it's best to follow the standard. So we are following here the standard called UTC. That's why we're doing new date get time. So if we do that, we are actually going to get Unix timestamp. It's basically an agreed format, and it's how many seconds have been since the 1st of January in 1970. And the advantage of that is there are no time zones involved, no time zones to worry about. It's just a number. And after we update the date, we want to send the item back to Firebase because we updated it. And that's how we do it. This line does the magic. Also, we have a use effect here. The use effect here has to do with the checkbox state. Whenever last purchase date or is expired changed, we want to run a callback in where we say if last purchase date is null or if is expired is true, we want to uncheck our checkboxes and we want to reset them. And as for the is expired function itself, well, we do some math here. Expiry date is whatever the date is plus 24 hours. So how many seconds in a minute? 60. How many minutes in an hour? 60. How many hours in a day? 24. And since we need to get time back in milliseconds, we need one more number, 1000. So here, basically, we're spelling it out. We are adding to our last purchase date 60 times 60 times 24 times 1000, and that is how many milliseconds in 24 hours are. And then what we want to compare is expiry date to now, and if it's smaller than now, if that is less than now, then it's expired, and we want to change last purchase date to now. And this is basically it.
Great work. I have a question just on the when you set the items, maybe if you could share your screen again. I think it's merge true. Do you need that merge true so that it's able to set it correctly?
Yes, without it, it's impossible to update the field. So yeah, basically it's a required part of yeah. Like one of the arguments so that you pass into the set function so that everything works.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so good work. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh, this was such a tricky
yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. Time is super tricky. I felt so bad because when I was giving you that, I had pulled down the branch on mine and I had like made it so that I was like, okay, so if I did this and I did like time in milliseconds and I put it into a variable itself. And so I was like, okay, do this, because I think actually when Julia was going through it, they did a variable, but it's the same exact thing. It's just like abstracting it out. And it's helpful to see that rather than, because I'm whenever I see like all those numbers, I'm just like, where am I? But like also, and I think Katya, you had a good like way to check it as well, like just like by logging it into the console and saying like, okay, is this number greater than this, or how many seconds or how many milliseconds do we have to put that makes it 24 or 25
I think also one of the main challenges was to keep everything in sync, both the remote database and the app UI. That was the trickiest part.
Oh yeah. So then in that case, what was like a kind of a breakthrough that you had for getting that all to work together?
Well, I've spent quite a while trying to make my UI listen to the Firebase and the other way around. Yeah, I think it took me a few days to just get it all working. Because yeah, at first it's either the boxes that would get checked, but Firebase data would not get updated, or the other way around.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Well, again, good work. Yeah. Don't make it so that your wheels are spinning too much, and we can definitely all work on this together. I think this is something that's kind of come up a lot like in general, like not just in our cohort, but just seeing also from others as well, just talking to others. This is definitely not something that like you'll be graded on or anything like that. You should like, please, anyone here, like do not put so much pressure on yourself. I think.
Oh yeah, and then another challenge was that on a page refresh, the checkboxes data would not get retained, or after
Mhm.
I quit my app and would restart it in my terminal, again everything would reset. So that was the tricky part. But then, yeah, it turned out that I missed that 1,000 milliseconds magic number that fixed absolutely everything. Yeah, I thought that yeah, Firestore would become the end of me.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think that's such a, I mean, for me, I know with like bugs and stuff, we think that it's such a big, like, okay, it must be like something that has to do with everything. And then it ends up being something like that, where it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh, it was literally like a couple of like characters in a line of code.
Yeah, looking in all the wrong places.
Yes. Oh my God. That is the job, I think, because honestly, that doesn't go away, or it hasn't for me. I'm pretty early on, but I think that I'm dealing with that every day. Yeah, good work, good work, good work. I know, do you wanna let the group know for next week?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to know everyone that I'm having a big project to finish at work, which makes it very difficult for me to make contributions to TSL for the next 2 days. I apologize for that, and yeah, just wanted to let you know that I will be away for 1 week, but I will be back next week.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. Yeah, if you have something to do, we don't want you to like be go over and above for Collab Lab. I think Julia, the pairings again. It's
Janemy would be her pair.
okay. So then Janemi for that, what we can discuss as well is if you want to work on the issue by yourself and like then like pair up with one of the mentors, that's totally fine. We'll be around for that, and that goes as well for Katia or anyone else like in the future. Like if a partner isn't able to be there as much, I think that's kind of how it was Katia this week. I think Abraham was busy with school. We are more than happy to like pair up with you if you need it, or again, we don't want it to come down to it being just your responsibility and you feel that it's like all on you, because it's not, and it's really we don't want anyone to feel like that. So that all works out. We will discuss that further. And then I think we can go on now. Does anyone have any questions about Katia's demo? Very
Quick
well
luck,
explained.
both teams.
Both teams, yeah. Both teams.
Yeah, and very well explained again, as usual.
Yeah, such good explanation.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my gosh, I'm so inspired by that, honestly. Shall we move on to the retro? So to be honest, I think Golfo was assigned to be on the retro, but she is celebrating Easter today. So I don't know that we have a board set up.
Yeah, I set it up already.
Oh, Julia, thank you. Okay. Well, Julia, are you okay with sharing your screen on that?
Yes, I will share my screen and I will post the link here in the group again.
Awesome.
Yes, one moment.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah. So kind of we did this 2 weeks ago. We were just gonna maybe spend, I think we're okay. I think we're doing pretty well with time, even getting started a little bit later. We can take maybe 10 minutes. I think that's okay. Yeah, and then we can add some cards there, and then we can just put ourselves on mute, turn our cameras off, and then maybe at like 54, we'll come back and share our insights. Does that work? All right, let's do it.
Okay.
See y'all in 10 minutes. Okay, I think we could probably come back now. I don't know, Julia or everyone, I'm just thinking in the interest of time, maybe it's best if we maybe just go through these async, or do you think it's good to go through these? I'm fine either way, but just to kind of respect people's times for the hour. What does everyone think?
Be okay to
What?
for me it would be okay to spend more time on it and do it as usual.
What? Well, if that's okay for everyone, then we can. But if you need to drop off, that's no worries. Okay. Let's get started. I think, yeah, we can go from what's on your screen, Julia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the first one would be Janemy. Shout outs and appreciations.
Oh yeah, so I said thanks, Katia, for giving us detailed info on the changes you made, which helped make merging go smoothly. So when Katia's team was done merging, she like sent a message and said, "This is what I changed and this is this. So if you could just look out for this when you're merging." So it made me spend a bit less time on the merge. So thank you, Katia.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, that could be maybe something good to add to action items for like going forward. So it was you, Katya, you just sent a message like on Slack or on.
Yeah, I specified the lines where I made the updates and which parts I deleted and which I've added, so that it would have been easier to merge.
Oh, great. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that way everyone doesn't have to look at the whole file, and it's just okay. Great. We can, yeah, we don't have to add that, Julia. That, yeah, just that's a great shout out and great action.
I think this is another one from Janemy.
Oh yeah, so yeah, thank you to the mentors and to the devs for making this a great experience. It's been really great collaborating with everybody and learning from everyone, and I've had so much fun here. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Great.
Likewise.
Yeah, true. Cynthia.
Yeah, for me also, I see that I've been learning a lot since I started, and this is because of the good team members I have and mentors. Also, I feel like sometimes we take long, so I really appreciate the mentors for being patient with us. All these internet connection issues. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries at all. That's all part of technology, and honestly, it happens all the time. So you don't take too long at all.
True. Ella, this would be you.
Yeah, so I think just because Ibrahim's not here this week, but this was just a shout out to Katya, Chinami, and Cynthia. Just like I was really impressed because I was doing the code review this week, but really impressed with how quickly and efficiently you got everything done and passed it along to be reviewed by each other. And then after that, like by me, I felt like the communication was amazing and on point, and yeah, it just made it super easy to kind of like sit down on Friday night / Saturday morning and just get that done. And yeah, good work there.
Great. Katya?
Well, okay, time is flying so fast. We are already 1 month into the program, and I wanted to say big thanks to everyone who I've been paired up with. Thank you very much for collaboration and for good work, and also thank you to Matters for your big support. Also, big thanks to Cynthia. Thank you so much for listening to my whining about Firebase last week and this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, big thanks to GoPro for finding that little bug last week, which made it impossible to join the shopping list with an existing token.
Yeah, true. Great. Great, and here the last one is mine. Yeah, demos from both teams are really, really good, and the code is so well written, and the demos and explanations are so awesome, and therefore I want to thank you that you're making the demos so interesting and to follow every week. Thanks to the team. So the next section would be what went well last week or the last 2 weeks. And the first one is Cynthia.
Yeah, I'm happy for the collaboration. The last time Ibrahim had some tests, so I didn't get to work with him that long. But I'm happy for Chinemi and Katya, because yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice. Thank you so much. Also the communication in the Slack channel, mentors, always being there to support. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, from my side, it would be the merging was really soon this week. So it seems that the collaboration this week went very well. And again, the code is very clear from both teams and easy to read, easy to follow, and it's really great work what you do. Alex, both are for you, the next both?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, what went well, among so many other things that we've talked about already, just working so efficiently during the week, kind of going with what Julia said about merging so soon and so efficiently. And maybe it doesn't always feel like it also for you all as developers going through it, because there's so much behind the scenes that we don't see that, yeah, it is difficult and it is a hard project, and it definitely it shouldn't feel easy, and you shouldn't feel like you're doing something wrong if it is complicated, because it's definitely a full project. And I really appreciate that even when it is difficult for you, you really do make it look easy on the surface, and you really make it look like it's going well, and that it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it really, but I think you're all doing a really great job in that
Totally.
in that regard. Yeah, Julia sees as well. And yeah, again, just with that too, like the code demos are amazing to watch. And I don't know if you all just like practice.
Yeah.
Rehearse.
I'm wondering too.
Because it's so clear that you just know the code that you've written. Yeah, really, I'm really humbled to see that, and I really appreciate that from you all.
True. Yeah, thanks, Alex. The next one is Chanemi.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, so collaboration and communication have been much improved. Because the last time we did this, we had action points and we had things that we brought up about, how collaboration and communication could be better. For example, somebody wanted us to respond more to Slack messages, even if it was just with an emoji. So I think that we did a bit of that. And then I also kind of had issues with maybe someone I was working with would like make major changes and then wouldn't let me know, so I'd like be behind and trying to catch up with something. But I noticed that like this time I haven't like experienced so much of that since started, and it's also like made me more intentional to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm carrying my partner along, and I'm trying to carry the other team along if they need to be carried along. So I just think working has just been a lot smoother, because it seems like most of our communication issues have like been resolved. And Katya and Cynthia have been like great partners every time, and like they've just made so much effort to make sure that everything is going smoothly and as it should be. So thank you very, very much for that. Also like the talk the last time that Alex gave on pair programming was like really insightful. So yeah, it helped me watch out for things like tone when we're reviewing, because and just making sure that, okay, whether you're a driver or a navigator, being offensive or making things uncomfortable for your partner in any way. So I think it made us watch out for each other better, and it just was quite helpful. Thank you.
Oh, great to hear.
That's great to hear. I just really quickly, I just want to go into also, this is kind of a random thing, but connected. I'm reading this book right now, talking about working on like also multicultural teams. So people from different backgrounds and things. And even it's so interesting because like something that, like, for example, like if I something that I do that I don't think about because I just do, could come off as something that's like maybe another person from another culture feels like is completely surprising or strange or just not something that they're used to. And I think that this team does a great job of kind of, as we've gone along, just try to assume that everyone has good intentions. And even if if something comes off maybe more direct, then you would like do it or say something yourself. It probably isn't anything negative. It's more just like, oh, okay, this is maybe how my teammate communicates, and it doesn't mean anything about me. So yeah, I think in general, everyone's been doing a great job, and yeah, that just reminded me of that.
Yeah. So. Okay, the last one in this section is Katja.
I think what went great is the part where we all worked asynchronously, and despite that, we managed to connect each pair's issues to ensure they work well with each other. For example, when we're creating that functionality to add a token and creating functionality that relies on the token, I think that was amazing. Yeah, when everything was combined, put together, it just magically worked.
Great. Yeah, great. So what could be improved? This would be the next two are from Alex, the first two.
Yes. So yeah, just if possible for our weekly syncs, I just think in terms of, I think of course, like with technical difficulties and whatnot, but if we are going to be a couple minutes late, if we could just let everyone know in the Slack, or if you're not going to be able to make it, just to let us know, just to be kind of just have that transparency going of like, okay, should we wait a few more minutes, or do we know if everyone's going to be showing up? Just to have that extra transparency, that would be awesome to do going forward. And then the second one, I have to remind myself. Oh yeah. And I think again, we're doing so much better on this each week of like when we get stuck or we're really having trouble, keep communicating in Slack, keep reaching out. Like, we are here, we're a team, we work together. I think we talked about it a little bit before, like you all never have to feel that that this is something that's like you're gonna receive a grade for. Like, this is the overall purpose is to make sure that you all learn and grow and kind of like are able to improve your skills just on a collaborative team. So even if, something, we don't get an issue done by the end of the week because it's like something doesn't, like, it's not possible, the world will not end. And like there's no problem. We will fix it. We will figure it out as a team. And I think just like continuing to lean on the team and ask questions. And I saw this on Twitter recently. I think it's actually from like a Zapier value, and Stacy and Andrew work at Zapier, and I think a few other Collab Lab, but it was saying something like, we'll know you're succeeding when you're asking questions. And I think it's kind of a weird mindset reframe, because I know for me, sometimes even at my work, like I feel like I don't always want to ask too many questions because I don't want to seem like I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. But really, I should be asking more questions, because it means that I'm like, okay, I'm unblocking myself from something. So keep asking questions if you're stuck. Don't let yourself spend too much time on something. Like, we're all here for helping each other out. And yeah, that I think we're improving on that, and I think we can keep improving on it. And I'm excited to see what happens in the future from there.
Totally. I want to add something on your first point, because of the when someone is being late, it mostly seems like the internet connection is bad, so it takes long for them to connect. So we could maybe post the link about 10 minutes before, so they had the time to connect and see if if everything is okay with the connection.
And also, I want to apologize for being so late today. Like, I literally just have been trying for 20 minutes to get into Zoom. I don't know why it has not been possible for me.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I think that's great, Julia. Yeah, I will definitely post it a little bit earlier, so that way, yeah, then you'll see, yeah, if something happens, then you're like, okay, now I know something's weird. And yeah, absolutely. And no problem at all. Going forward, yeah, no problem.
Oh, the next one is me. I wrote the interactions like could be still improved, but I want to say that what Cynthia said, Jeremy said is right. The interaction with what we mentioned before is really improving. But this time I mean more the threads, for example, because when I remember right, the thread from Katja and Ibrahim was totally blank. So for us mentors, it looked like, do they connect to each other? Do they work on the project together? We didn't know if everything was okay, so it would be great to see if you are working on the project together. For example, when you write, hey, do you have time tomorrow? And so we know, okay, they're already meeting tomorrow, something like this. So, I mean, I was a bit shocked. I was hoping you two were connected. I wasn't sure. And yeah, like Katja did this today, she knows the next week she won't have that much time. So it's really great that she let us know for both the teams and the mentors. And yeah, since you said Ibrahim also already had not so much time the week before already. I mean, I didn't know that. So it would be great when you can share it with the team, the mentors and the peer, so we could, yeah, because we would have time. We can help you if the other partner does not have time, and you're totally not alone with the code or with the issues. So it's good when you share it with us, that we all know what's going on in the group. We're here for you, and we want to give you the best experience at the Collab Lab as possible. So please let us know when something's up. Yeah, and the last one is from Katja.
Just wanted to say that, yeah, sometimes, well, I've noticed this about myself. I get stuck and don't turn to mentors on time, which leads to delays in the development. Yeah.
But that's okay. And like I said, that is it's something that I've had to learn about myself too, is to like, okay, even if I feel like I want to keep trying to figure this out, because I feel like I'm this close, like figuring it out.
If and I just one thing passes.
Yeah. So that's, and I see that, and I think we all see too that like I think you're getting more and more comfortable too with like reaching out, and yeah, I think it's great. But yeah, it's a difficult thing to like change in ourselves, that kind of thing. It's very strange. Yeah. Okay, great work. I think for action items, we don't have necessarily any like concrete action items, but I think that these have been illuminating for going forward. So thanks everyone for your
Thank you.
And then yeah, lastly, we just have issues. Julia, are you?
Yes, I can do the issues.
Awesome.
So the issue,
I can't believe, wow, we really don't have that many.
Yeah. I was shocked today when it was just 5 to go. Okay. So the next issue would be, as a user, I want to filter my shopping list to make it easier to locate an item in the list. Acceptance criteria: display a text field above the top of the shopping list. As the user types into the field, the list should narrow to display only items that contain the text the user entered in the filter field. When the field has the text in it, the user should be able to tap a UI element, for example, with an X button next to the field, to clear the field. The filter text should match any part of the item name. In addition, it should not only match from the start of the string. And sorry, the other issue is, as an item, I want my estimated next purchase date to be commuted at the time a purchase is recorded in the database, so the app can learn how often I buy different items. Acceptance criteria: when a purchase is recorded, the estimated number of days until the next purchase stage should be calculated and recorded in the database. The script at the zeroslip estimated.js should be used to calculate the next estimated purchase interval. Are there questions to these two issues?
And yeah, if there aren't any questions right at the beginning, sometimes it's difficult to like know what questions you have right at the beginning when you see them. So we can absolutely like answer them later on once you've had a chance to look over it and plan what you might do. as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, in general, this one is going to be, number 9 is going to be more UI focused, and then number 10 is going to be more data manipulation in Firestore.
My favorite Firebase.
Katya, I think this is why you have work next week.
I
Yeah.
have already nightmares about Firebase, please.
So I think since Shinami will be alone next week, maybe she should choose the issue she wants to do.
Sure.
I mean, alone you can always
Yeah.
reach out to us, but in the beginning.
I'm sorry. Can you come again, please, Julia? I didn't hear you. I didn't get you last time.
Since you will be alone at the beginning, you can choose the issue which you would be more comfortable with working.
Oh, I think I'd be good with anyone. I'm good with either of them.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
So,
Cynthia,
Cynthia?
do you have any preference?
do you want to choose one of the issues?
Cynthia, go for Firebase.
No, the first one, not so. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, we can probably just go ahead.
Yeah, we will assign it. And just no one before. Alex assign.
Oh, I will sign. Okay, so let's do. Wait, I'm just gonna see. Oh, wait. Let's do. Then we'll have Chinami. Let's have as number 9, and then Ibrahim and Cynthia can do number 10.
Okay.
If that works.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that works.
Awesome.
Yeah. Great.
Yay. I still can't believe how, oh, you still can, how, yeah, just seeing those issues, because yeah, the last 2 weeks I think are focused on styling and whatnot.
Yep.
Right. And like kind of making it more unique for, yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Everyone, you're almost done. Okay. Well, then in that case, I think that's it. We'll post the threads in Slack, and great work, everyone.
Yeah, great work.
We will see you all next week and in Slack, and have a great week.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good week.